And good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome to today's edition of the A Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. And today we've got a bit of a treat for you. This is Overworld Glitches with Randomized Swords. Hi again, everybody. I'm Leslie Pro. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. As our two featured runners on the left, Krebel, on the right, Orange, even with an orange background to the timer, which I find to be very appropriate and very fitting. And speaking of things that are orange, that's a Clemson mug on that emote. And we are underway, starting in two different places. Rebel gets bombs at Link's house. Orange gets the map for the castle. Now, it's worth noting that as we get an early map check from Orange, I believe I saw two pet crystals in the light world. Oh, there's a sword on the island. We're going to be, usually you need a mirror for that. Emphasis on usually. Bonk Rocks is a piece of heart. And we're already getting our first look at an overworld glitch from Krebel going into the wall. And now, by being in this position, able to get to the island and in a fake flipper state, gets the sword, but then has to do a save and quit because getting hit there would have been a death. Ooh, the bug drops 4 packs. And chat pointing out that boots clips, teleports, and mirror clips being in logic, so you could potentially see a mirror clip into, say, Turtle Rock, for example. Got a boots clip going from Krebel. Going for the transition to Hobo, gets it first try. Well, we'll call that first try, technically. Just gets past the big 20, though. And mind of me in chat clarifying is that hybrid major glitch trips like Kiki Skip are quote-unquote allowed in overworld glitches, but not in logic. But as she says, in HMG, they're both allowed and potentially in logic. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Meanwhile, Krebel is heading over to the eastern area. Okay, so to clarify from chat, yep, it was Green Pennant and Desert. That clarifies the pennant we saw. Is that indoor clips not being allowed? Minor ones are allowed. Oh, there's a move for into Hastreller's Closet, and we're getting our first look at Kakariko. Oh, we're starting with a hook shot and a glove. Green goo. With a heart, sank heart in the back. Nice. Now we get our first look at the well. 300 rupees. Big bucks without the whammy. Which, admittedly, the closest thing to a whammy I could think of in this game would just be finding a single rupee or arrows when you're full. AGA 1, not required, and a Quake medallion being sold by the bottle vendor. Great value there. EFA, knowing press your luck. Sick Kid has a sword, so when Krebel heads that way, that'll be Master Sword. Yeah, the B trap would be a whammy. The single rupee on Zora and Titan's mitts in the back of the bar. This could be a jet seed, folks, as that is Dark World access straight up. And yes, as I was saying, that is indeed the double whammy. The dreaded double whammy, and you hate to see it. That's a single arrow, and now Orange is going to do attempt to do a boots clip to Desert. Gets it with little difficulty. And almost ran into a blue rupee. And chat pointing out that in this mode, Moon Pearl alone is Dark World access, but Titan's mitts, well, they just make that a little bit easier for everybody. And that's the dungeon map on the torch. I'm surprised that thing isn't lit on fire, to be honest. You got the big key of the dungeon. And with that, we have found all 3 blue rupees in the sea. If that were asbestos paper, I'm pretty sure anything living within range of that would be coming down with melanoma. A pretty malignant form of lung cancer, and you don't want that. Yeah, there's fewer bloopies in this game than all of Ocarina of Time. Like, blue rupees are very common in that game, like, almost too common. Now, because indoor glitches aren't allowed, we still need a fire source to finish up here. So because of that, Orange is going to have to bail out. Yeah, mesothelioma, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. Now, I put it this way. Everything needs oxygen to breathe in this world, so yeah. And another boots clip. This one... A45, which is just 50 rupees, but that was well done. Now we get another boots clip. And it's a red crystal at Eastern, and this one heads over to Checkerboard Cave. Well, I mean, Stalfos are skeletons. They're literally possessed undead, so... I guess that'd be one of the few exceptions there, but even so, there are things that spirits interact with in this world, and I guarantee you that there are things that those spirits don't like. Well, I mean, not wrong there. Emos are inanimate object statues that I wish you could find a way to destroy in this game. I know y'all are, I'm just playing along. Now we get a proper look at the dam area. We get 2 checks here. And if Swamp Palace is a crystal and or we have to go in, this is a thing. Yeah, I do agree. Seeing 50s and the 100, because there's only a single 100 rupee check in the whole game, and in vanilla, it shows up in Eastern at the Cannonball chest. So yeah, that is what I would call underwhelming. Big 20 drops, always nice, always appreciated. And we get a blue mail for orange. Worth noting that the double defense that you see there is Boomerang also gets picked up. You're not going to see that this March when the hard logic tournament starts because there's no mail upgrades. At least not in hard logic. And with our first look at Ice Rod Cave, today we see that Ice Rod Cave is our first arrows of the game. And Orange has set up and pulled off a water walk, which is going to enable him to get off to see what the island is. Oh, the classic troll of filling a heart container by a piece of art where one chest gets left behind. Now, that is correctable if you go out of the room and then back in. But Orange instead disengaged fake flippers, so is going to have to go back for that chest later, which hopefully for his sake is just a big 20. And King Zora is scamming by selling 3 bombs for 500 rupees. And chat is pointing out that, yeah, it can get combined with Catfish, but I don't think Orange has picked up the Moon Pearl just yet. And this particular set of screen wraps gets you into Death Mountain Caves. And with that, Orange has their Master Sword. Or his Master Sword, rather. And wow, speaking of getting dunked on, the old man passing up 1 of 2 green rupees. Oh yeah, can't access. Oh yeah, with overworld glitches on, can't access the top of the mountain. Well, how about accessing Graveyard Ledge by doing an interesting looking boots clipping, getting your first shield. Chat pointing out that this is a thing that will be seen a lot. Armed spin speed allows you to walk through thin diagonal walls. I'm pretty sure I've seen thin walls in general get run through, but maybe that's just me imagining it. And Krebel has gone through Houlihan without picking up a single rupee. Honestly, at times, I think the walls are just a suggestion whenever I see overworld glitches, but that's just me. Orange taking another go at the Death Mountain Dark Walk as Trouble is walking through some of the steps that Orange has already gone through itself. Sure. Blue mail pickup does not do the thing with Treble's sprite, the deal that's going on with it. I know chat pointed it out before, and well, don't ask me, I am not sure. Anyway, that particular Boots clip allowed Orange to get up to the Tower of Hera without needing Mirror or Hammer. And Hook Shop. Hammer is in their inventory. I did not see where that was. And there's also Hera Pot, which we could potentially see. But since Big Key came up... Oh, wait, nope. I'm definitely fooled on that one because Orange with a hook speed to get to Hera Pot. Nicely done. And our tracker, Professor Pixie, pointing out that Hammer appears to have been in Dark Cross. That's a pretty mean spot for that, admittedly. Knowing how the logic works, especially for version 31, you still need a fire source to get there, which would mean the fire rod or the lamp is definitely out there somewhere. And Orange, now facing off against Moldorm. This guy is no pushover, folks, as this boss will quite literally try to push you off the stage. And if that happens, the fight restarts. And with that, down goes Moldorm, which has a map. And our first crystal within 17 minutes into the seed. Piece of heart at the top of Spectacle Rock. On the inside, though, 20 rupees. So, no dice there. Going for another boots clip here. This one, I believe, to East Death Mountain. We found B-Torp just chilling on the island. And thankfully with Boots, Spiral Cave is relatively quick, but still not fun when you missed on items like that, or when it just turns out to be a whole lot of nothing. And now, putting our first look into Paradox Cave, we have Ace of Heart, 10 arrows. Those arrows aren't going to do anything for us until we have a bow. And with the bow logic being progressive bow, whether it be silvers or the actual bow, doesn't matter because it'll be the bow that you get credited with. Just health, and Orange almost did a save and quit. However, Super Bunny glitch is in logic here, so that may be why Orange pulled up. Orange going for another boot flip, this one for the Turtle Rock teleporter. Gets it just fine. And let's see. It's Quake to open the door to Turtle Rock. And our 5-6 combination is Pod and Eastern. That's interesting. Yeah, there are a number of folks that would have gotten that late too through no fault of their own, because a number of folks don't like going over to that part of the overworld until they absolutely have to. They will not go there early. All right, what do we have here in Super Bunny Cave? Piece of heart. 2 pieces of heart. Now the boost clip, checking Graveyard Ledge and Tombstone. No interest in the shield. The 4th is the entrance to Laser Bridge. Now we are looking at the back of Hookshot Cave first. Now it's interesting to note that with boots, you can bump for one chest, but with our runners having Hookshot, this whole thing's fair game. So the heart container, that piece of heart, and that's got all the value we're getting here. I can't say I know for sure on that one, but our tracker may have the right idea, just dropping swag. Now Orange is making the play over to Sahasrahla. This will get him the Moon Pearl and full Dark World access. Although I do like this particular mirror clip, it goes right to Catfish. Pardon how glitchy it looks. He just came off the mountain like it's Breath of the Wild. That's a heart container. Oh yeah, and something interesting, if you throw something else in there after getting the Quake medallion in vanilla, you get a fireball shot at you. Believe Orange has found a portal and is doing some jumping down. Let's see where this ends up. Attempting a Death Mountain warp of some kind, and is falling for a while. Oh, that's a pretty handy warp to get down towards Hype Cave and Swamp Palace area. If I read that right. Yep, that is Swamp Palace. Got ourselves a Hype Cave and a Sea House. Let's see what we get here. Treble and Sea House. It's arrows. Orange, so far 3 bombs. But Orange has 4 more checks to go. And that's a heart container, money. Cana Samaria, I think Hype Cave regained some of its former glory with that one. That bonk alerted the guards while Treble comes up with just bombs at the treasure game. You found a mushroom, which, knowing where Cana Samaria is, fake powder just became a thing, and we got ourselves some good old-fashioned pixel vomit, thanks to that food slip over to the Mire area, and our medallions are vanilla today. We need ether for Mire, wait for the TR entrance. Okay, that's a funny sounding name, gotta admit. There's the big key, and this was a rather front-loaded Queenstown with 3 items in the front. The treasure field today is a lot of digs. For the lamp, if I did the math right, that's 26 digs for the lamp. That's towards the maximum. And Treble is set up for the blind fight. Now just has to go get the maiden. Orange is in the Thieves' Town area, so it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, because while Treble's a bit ahead in terms of dungeons, in terms of items that are progression, a la Lamp, Cana Samaria, Orange is a bit ahead in that regard, so pretty hard to say who's going to come out on top here as we hit the come up on the 29-minute mark, approaching half hour. And the chest being a small key means the big chest of thieves has just entered play, unless Treble got all the items and opened that chest out of pure muscle memory. Because hey, anybody who's run this game has done that before. Heck, my NMG runs, sometimes I will open a chest just off of pure random muscle memory. And the fun of the day is insert audio of rim shot here. Very nicely done on the blind fight for Treble, and that's just a big 20. That was a pennant thieves too, so Orange could potentially gain some time here if doing just what he just did by leaving, because he missed out on a whole lot of nothing. Unfortunate break for Treble in that regard, however. Treble off to the treasure field, which will yield the lamp. Now, chat, help me out here. Is it just me, or am I seeing a bit of Adventure Time in Treble's sprite? Especially on the digging motion. Okay, so I'm not just imagining it. Okay, that's good to know. Treble has now gone to the mire area, which with overworld glitches, basically you don't need the flute. It still helps getting around the overworld like nobody's business, but it's not explicitly needed. And there's a big key for Skull Wood, which is in its vanilla location. And Orange is taking the Wallmaster Express to get on out of there. Meanwhile, Treble finds the flippers, which is at Stumpy today. Orange having picked those up as well. Treble about to get Canis Samaria out of Hype Cave, while Orange picks up a piece of heart out of the pot prison chest. Good use of the boomerang to stop the Gibdo cold, because, well, that's something the boomerang does, the hook shot cannot, and that is stop Gibdo in their tracks for a few seconds. And Orange is waiting on said Wallmaster Express. That's an interesting way of getting over to Pyramid. Looks like fun, too. And that is a green potion on top of Bumper Cave, which, again, knowing what state logic we're playing, you just need boots, and then you can really break the game. And it looks like Krebel is making the charge to Pod without the bow, without the hammer. And Orange has entered Ganon's tower, which I guess we might as well say 1 to 22 real quick. 1 is Heart Container, 2 is 20 rupees. And Orange is gonna hang out in the towel room. I love this play in this situation. You're still looking for stuff. You might as well just throw the Hail Mary. And that's a very quick trip into Pod in terms of logic, but Potion Glitch does allow for checking the back items. Not in logic, mind you, but it is doable. And there's the big key in the tile room. I love it when plays like that work. What can I say? Woo! It's worth noting that the reason I'm laughing is because I did that in a similar spot in an SMZ3 where I was still looking for stuff. And sure enough, that's where the big key was. Well, speaking of worth, how about a tempered sword in Ganon's tower? Well, it's suffice to say that going for the tile room early in a GT climb is honestly a heck of a gamble. So, and on that rare occasion, it pays off. And when it does, to call it a massive time save, especially when GT's at the end, it's definitely worth it. And I agree with the incoherent in chat. If you're in GT for items, tile room is definitely a plus play. And well, speaking of items, we just found the flute in Ganon's tower, which for some reason, knowing that overworld glitches are in logic, does not surprise me. I guess the next question is, will we see said flute activated? Hard to say. Although health-wise, Orange does have to exercise some form of caution because at 2.5 hearts, gotta be careful. And there's Cane of Burna in the big chest. Hi, Bob. And Bob's chest only having 20 rupees. And now we're going to get to see a rather interesting take on the Armos fight. Like, this is pretty cool. One of them got away, ran out of magic, doesn't matter, has a potion. Yeah, that's the strat right there. Wait till they start spinning, then tee off. And there's the powder in Pod, so now Magic Bat is in play. Uh-oh, watch out, Orange. You're careful now. Ooh, that was close. Down to half a heart. One more stomp, and that would have been a KO. But Orange comes up with a piece of heart. And there's a ball behind the Armos Knights? Game! I don't care if this is in logic due to it being overworld glitches. That's just mean right there. Like, that is just mean of this seed. Like, you can get that in a regular seed if Pod and Eastern are pendants that aren't required. It is wow. But yes, with that find, up we go. Because we have the means to finish this, we might as well. And that's a red shield for Preble. Yeah, these are not pleasant items for Ganon's Tower. And right side, not in logic, because our only fire source is a lamp. Yeah, exactly. If you do not do tile room first, you don't get Cane of Burna. And honestly, that makes your best option with our current setup for the Armos. Your best option becomes Boomerang and Sword. Oh dear. So once Moon Pearl's found, Ganon's Tower enters logic. Oh boy. Yeah, sword beams are great off the fighter sword as well, but I had to go off of the health of the runner there, and you have to have full health to use sword beams. Chat pointing out that the sword beams are the equivalent of slashing with tempered sword against Armos. And we're seeing a Kena Samaria strat against the Lanmolas. I can't say I've seen that before, because I haven't. I'll say this, they've certainly helped with Orange's positioning in certain phases. And it's a double bomb death warp for Krebel. Okay, that's a good flow chart to remember. Silvers are always going to be your best bet against Armos, with regular arrows being your number 2. Sword beams, also an option. You don't have butter swords, so that wasn't in play. And there's the hammer for Krebel. Tempered slash fighter next, then master, then boomerang. Although I am curious, since we did just see the hammer picked up, where does the hammer fit in all that? Does that fit under tempered? Yeah, the hitbox on the hammer does leave something to be desired. Although if you were desiring a bug net or swag anim, that's been found. Rebels in GT now. Being a bit indecisive on which way to go first, because meanwhile, Old Worm 2 is down, and that just says 10 arrows. Like, Rebel's not going to tile room. He's not going to have Cane of Burna. Meanwhile, how is Orange's agonometry today? It's time for Aga 2. Oh, this is a good pattern. That looked to be 3. Oh, Overworld Glitches gives the free pattern and an absolutely ridiculously simplistic but still impressive double triple for Orange. But we still got 6 crystals to get to defeat Ganon, so it ain't over just yet. Because with that bow and that hammer, Odd is now full clearable. Eastern on the other side of that, and then Big Bomb. We are just in Ether, we are Rods, Ether, and Mirror from Go Mode. And chat pointing out that this franchise has a long tradition of weird, strange, and unusual weapons that have an effect on end bosses. A bottle against Ganondorf, Ocarina of Time. Bug net, this game. Fishing rod, Twilight Princess. The list goes on and on, folks, because I'm pretty sure there's more out there. And chat pointing out that bottle against Ganondorf and OT is the optimal way to go about it. I know what optimization that is, and it's impressive to see. So that's what that's called, a sprite randomizer. I guess I might as well just watch and see what sprite pops up. I mean, we could potentially see Jack Frost. Hee-haw! So the other knights are not moving until they're all stopped getting popped around, or those other 3 die. And yep, Sword Beam's extremely effective against the Armos. Even that little reset of its health means nothing in this scenario. And there's the bow for treble. You know what, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if either the other Armos had the other bow, or Helmasaur King had the other bow. Yes, treble definitely had a better Armos, no doubt about that. I will agree there. I'm not sure if Orange is used to using Cane of Burna against the Armos. But I can honestly say I've never done that particular Armos fight, so I wouldn't be used to it either. apparently someone in chat pointed out that Krebel's using some sort of sprite randomizer, which honestly looks ridiculous. I believe we're seeing some sort of pause buffer strat here by Orange set up for a hammer yump. Gets it, no problem. Krebel opting not to go back for Cane of Burna. That's totally understandable because that would be some ugly routing. Especially, yeah, with this many hearts, it's not worth it. Yeah, with 15 hearts, you can basically tank Spike Cave. Yeah, I can definitely see that. If he hadn't aced the Armas fight, that could have been a much more significant difference, but nah, he aced it. Now, speaking of aces, how about Gauntlet? I don't think either runner went into Eastern. If they did, I must have missed it. Because in this community, there are some runners who will not go into early Eastern. And while that is generally a good play, there are seeds where that can honestly come back to haunt you. Meanwhile, we've got Orange charging into the Helmet Store King room. I fell asleep. I missed the race last night. And we're starting with a fireball pattern from Helmet Store King. So the boss not being very nice in that regard. However, the second fireball despawned because its mask broke. And that's that for that boss. Only 50 rupees though, but more importantly, that is crystal number 2 for Orange. Oh geez, something tells me that last night's race was a good one for me to miss out. I will leave it at that. Now, the other reason why I missed both those races is because I had a tournament race in another tournament to attend to. So, yeah. It was missed, but with good reasons. That is a pretty good joke there. Down goes Moldorm 2 for trouble as Orange is now heading over to Eastern. Now here's the Rebels Agate 2 fight. Only gets 2 though. Positioning was off a little bit, so misses the double triple, but it's the 3 cycle, 2-3-1, and as Ocarina of Time taught us, 23 is number 1. Oh gosh. I'm guessing this was the C3. I'm guessing this was the nightly for Link to the Past last night. Or was that the SMZ3? I still had the right series, though. That's all I'm going to say about that. And Zooter can pull some shenanigans, I'll just put it that way. And Treble is going to activate the flute. I wasn't sure if this was going to happen from either runners, so here we are. My only reaction to that is... yeah, that rupee count basically screams we are number 1, but with 4 digits. It is... that was a rod. I didn't see which rod that was. And that's a shovel, so fetch quest item into fetch quest item. Oh, that was the ice rod. Nice find. That takes care of one situation. Now, it is interesting to note that in Master Quest for Ocarina of Time, that particular order isn't 2-3-1. That order is actually a different order. And I believe, if memory serves me, that order is 1. Okay, thank you. I had it half right. I had the 1 right, but I thought it was 1-2-3, not 1-3-2. Been at least a decade since I've played Master Quest, to be fair. And that is crystal number 3 for Orange, but more importantly, Big Bomb now in play. And to comment on Master Quest Yabu, yeah, that is a thing that exists. That is a thing that should be experienced at least once. You will not forget it anytime soon. Now, that particular Goose clip didn't go according to plan, so Orange opting to save quit instead. So Orange is doing front of escape, and Krebel is having some trouble getting that switch to go off, but does get it and gets the ice rod. And with that, the entirety of escape is now complete for Orange. And can confirm being on comms is fine. And our tracker, Professor Pixie, pointing out that the TR medallion is a rather interesting yet funny suggestion because it's the one they have, and it's worth noting that it puts the first chest into logic, which could still be mirror, could still be fire rod, could still be a small key, it could also still be nothing. And now Treble up to second crystal. Orange about to get the shovel. And Treble opting to move over to the nearby teleporter. Gonna head to pod next. Okay, here's pod for Krebel. Now, Krebel already did a number of checks in here by use of potion glitch. And the shovel, what is this schadenfreude? The powder led to the shovel, led to the book. And now we're about to see what the book is, courtesy of a boot slip to the Bombos tablet. Art container at Bombos. Now, I'm curious what's at the ether tablet, and that's exactly where Orange is going. a quick entry and exit of Hera. And there's red mail. So we got a heart container on Bombo's tablet, a red mail on Ether's tablet, and Treble dealing with the turtle party. And that cleanup is complete. Orange heading into Bookshot Cave by way of the front. We know there's nothing of real significance here, courtesy of Treble throwing down some swag earlier in the run. And down goes Helmetsword King. Will Treble opt for Big Bomb? We shall see. That's some interesting detail there. Now, Orange going for another Oops clip. This one. Let's see where this goes. Bear with me, folks, as I'm not as familiar with overworld glitches, but I have seen a few of them to know somewhat as to what's going on. I see, to Laser Bridge. And the mirror was on Laser Bridge. Oh my, that's just dirty. Because now we are a Fire Rod and Ether Medallion few away from go. With that pickup, question mark Swamp Palace? And chat quick to point out that this is not in logic, but it will be interesting to see where this goes. Meanwhile, Treble is dealing with Big Bomb. We get a small key in the Crystal Roller chest. And the Fire Rod is there. So that's our logical way into TR. The game wanted you to get the Fire Rod from Big Bomb to get the mirror off Laser Bridge. So I think that's going to give Treble a bit of an edge should he choose to go to TR. But we are going to see a mimic cave check here. This error's there, while our hammer pegs were also errors. No big key yet, Orange. You still gotta go find that. Can't say I'm familiar with that one, but based off of where the mirror was in this seed, I would argue that that would be going way out of logic. I'd say you were basically hard required to get the fire rod from Pyramid Fairy to then get the mirror here in TR, but that's my read of it anyway. Meanwhile, the Chin Chomps are not playing nice and orange at all. And that's Ruby. Thought we had seen them all, but I guess not. Does have to be ready to take care of enemies because at half a heart, about anything can be fatal at this point. His trouble is in the worst boss room of the game, Mothula, and deals with it no problem. And Orange has done a mirror clip to temporarily exit Turtle Rock. Okay. Not in a good spot, so just flies away. Ah, I see. Ocean turning into mushroom. Not a bad play. And is picking up potions, which for Trinex is not a bad idea. I see. So no fire rod means Orange can't finish Turtle Rock. However, appears to be taking the mirror towards Smith Chain. And Krebel has also done the skip to laser bridge. Now, this is going to work out nicely for them because, unlike Orange, Krebel already has the fire rod, so this would be one item from go mode. Oh, and if you want a reason to do something for LOLs, you can actually hit the hammer in the blacksmith shop, and they'll just straight up kill you. And there's the silver arrows! Wow, the blacksmiths are silversmiths in this siege cast by the royal family to make the arrows to smite Ganon. Wow. And wow, that must have been a very important rupee to put in that chest. With the fire source in hand, Orange is heading into desert to finish the dungeon off, which is not a bad play because this because Sahasrara could have the ether medallion. It is worth noting that everybody routes a randomizer C differently. It's just a case of Orange is heading in areas that we know are in terms of the seed, not the correct play, but well, let's just say he'll figure it out on his own. But good news is silver arrows will make extreme short work of the landmines. Rebel had a much easier time in the chain chomp room. And just like that, the landmos are finished. At 50 rupees, bit underwhelming. Green pendant, the jury's out on that one. I just had a realization that just dawned on me. The fact that we can go into swamp and clear it puts the pedestal into play as a potential landing site for the ether medallion. There's the big key. It was fire locked. Okay, that is a very well done mirror clip by Orange to get to Pyramid Fairy as his fire rod. And I got to assume he's going to be going for fire rod block locations here as Rebel first try next. That's phase 1 for Treble on Trinex. Now for phase 2 is Orange is turning in the green pendant. Let's see what both turn out to be. For Trinex, an arrow. Green pendant, a heart container. So no deaths. Now we're going to see that other chest of Pyramid Fairy, rather Waterfall Fairy. It's 50 rupees, so nothing required there. And we found our last sword. It was the big chest of Turtle Rock. And I agree, Turtle Rock, in terms of items that are yellow, that is about as wrong as, say, coming up with the Bombos medallion. Just saying. I saw what Orange was going for there, but unfortunately the bomb missed the last Pen Gator. So bit of a minor time loss there, but if anything, Orange is soon to be joined in Ice House by Krebel, with the one difference being Krebel was the first to beat Trinex. And Icebreaker yields just a big 20. But this is faster routing if you have the Canis Amari. We're just finding all keys in Ice Palace. Here's a bomb jump. Done to get over to the Ice Tea chest relatively quick. There's the Ether Medallion. It's an Ice Tea that is go mode for Orange at 121 2x. However, he's going to be a little bit behind Krebel because Krebel's already defeated Trinex. And not to mention Mothula, too. So by virtue of going to Pyramid Fairy first and getting the Fire Rod, Krebel was able to close the gap from basically getting Moon Pearl second on Restream. While Orange has Silvers, I understand that. And Cold Stare having half magic, well, that's just mean, game. That's a fight where half magic could actually be helpful. But the point I'm trying to make is, while Silvers will make a number of fights to go easier, namely Vitreous, Orange has got to clear a couple more dungeons. So that gives the edge to Krebel in that regard. Not to mention having Butter's sword mates with worker bolts there. We got ourselves a frozen bird offering over at Meyer. Are we gonna get a bird yeet or Orange going right in? Yeeting the bird into the sauce. You love to see it. Krebel not too far behind into Meyer. And this will be the 7th and final crystal for Krebel. So after this, it's off to Ganon. Meanwhile, Orange is going to be looking for what Treble's going to need, and that's going to be the big key. And it's right there, so it's basically a God Mire, and Orange is about to just swag, or try to swag and hover, but no dice. Although it's also worth noting that without silvers, there's still strats intended to speed up Vitreous. Orange appears to have triggered the spooky glitch when it was already go mode, so has to go back and do it again. It's not just the Skull Woods part, it's also finishing Turtle Rock. So for Orange, it wound up being an unfortunate positioning of both the Fire Rod and the Ether Medallion, but for Kreble, it was exactly what he needed. I wouldn't necessarily call a silverless Ganon to be slow. I mean, it is slow compared to using silvers, but I don't think it's that slow. We'll see what happens. Now, if it was silverless Master Sword, it would definitely be slow. As in super slow. Meanwhile, here's Kreble's Vitreous fight. The idea here is to do figure eights into the sludge while spinning, get an extended hitbox, and to damage the eyes. That's the idea of the strategy. Now the phase 2 strat is just 8 regular arrows, and that's that. Seven crystals in hand. Ganon's tower already done because it is completely in logic and overworld glitches. It is time for Ganon. Orange is entering Turtle Rock the intended way, knowing full well where the big key is. I can tell you that if the big key didn't need the Fire Rod, this would be a much quicker trip. Meanwhile, here's Ganon. Misses the hook shot to get off the torch. I mean, rather get off the block. Why did I say torch? It must have been the torches in the room. But anyway, phase 2 Ganon. It's gonna be on phase 3. That's how quick the game and fight moves when you have the gold sword. You just cut through them like a hot knife through butter. Except when he teleports all over the place. Right now, Orange is getting some favors from Ganon's RNG, because there were a lot of teleports before that first stomp, but none for the second or third. Okay, free setup, basically, after all those teleports for the first stomp. As Orange heads to Trinex, we're already in final phase for Treble. This is a silver fight with the torch glitch, which if you put the left torch out before the right one goes out, then the right one never goes out. Rebel continuing to rack up the spins as Orange has gone through Trinex phase 1. It said Dark World because I believe the game intended the boat. That is weird. I'm guessing it's because of where the fact that the Smith was in the Dark World. Trinex is down for Orange, but more importantly for Preble, down goes Ganon. We have Bacon, just has to traverse the most dangerous 1x3 in the entire game. And get your GGs in chat for Preble, who takes the win on Restream with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, 27 seconds. By the way, folks, that's first on Restream and first overall. Treble takes the win. We'll see if we can get Treble in here for an interview. And we are now joined by the winner on Restream and the winner of today's race, Treble. GG, that was a well-played, well-thought-out seed.
Hello, everyone. GG, thank you. I feel really good about that. That went really well for me. I feel like I was very, very fortunate on that seed. It kind of a lot of stuff was really going my way. Yeah. Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, the second half of that seed, especially, things went your way because while Orange got to the Moon Pearl first, you had the correct routing heading into Turtle Rock because you went there after you went to Pyramid Fairy. The key there being that was the fire rod.
Yep,
Orange didn't go there right away, so because of that, he went into TR without the rod. So as a result of that, you were able to finish TR, and while Orange got into Ice Palace ahead of you, he was still there minus rod. Once you got the Ether Medallion, that was go. Actually, no, he had the fire rod at that point, he still had to beat Trinex. That's my mistake.
Once I made the decision to open up Pyramid Fairy pretty early, which was certainly a bit of a gamble in that situation. In fact, given that nobody else has finished yet, I'd say it's a safe bet that I'm the only one that chose that particular gamble. Maybe there were some other things that could have tripped people up in the seat. But I think for me, once I found that fire rod, the rest of the seed really unfolded quite smoothly because just went straight to Skull and then TR for the mirror, and actually the mirror wasn't necessary for anything. but TR to clear it anyway, and then Ice Palace for Go mode. So it's always nice when your Go mode's in a crystal dungeon. Don't need to start dipping like Smith Chain and. I was worried about the Swamp Palace. I was very happy that I didn't end up needing to go there.
Yeah, that mirror might have baited some runners to go into Swamp Palace.
Yep. Yeah, especially if they... I can definitely see that a runner, any runner that didn't walk the big bomb to Pyramid Fairy in this seed would have gotten Mirror before Fire Rod. And I imagine in that situation, it's probably hard to resist doing Swamp Palace if you've gotten your mirror that much earlier. So yeah, that was a lucky guess. I felt good about the decision to bring the big bomb to Pyramid Fairy when I saw the early access to both red crystals. That's when I started getting a little suspicious, and I was also feeling a little behind after my I didn't feel great about my decision to go into Palace of Darkness without hammer or bow. And it ended up not paying off. So I was feeling behind at that point. But once I found that Fire Rod, I definitely wasn't feeling behind anymore.
Yeah, that Fire Rod's what shot you into the lead, I would argue. And to be honest, it looked like you were behind at the start of it because Orange got the Moon Pearl first and was by Eastern. That could not have felt all that great, to be honest, because their runners won't go to Eastern early. I know it's a gamble you can make to go, not go. It depends on the scene.
Moon Pearl, remind me, Moon Pearl was in Sahasra's closet?
Yes.
Yeah. I actually got that a lot earlier than I normally would have. I tried out a new opening route this time, which was extremely time-consuming, which was checking all three of Hylia Island and Hobo and Sahasrara before doing anything else.
Had that trouble. I got things crossed up there. Meanwhile, get your GGs in chat for Orange, who has finished up in second on Restream and overall with a time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, 4 seconds.
GG Orange.
With that, we are joined by Orange in the commentary booth. GG, that was a well-played seed from both of you.
GG.
GG, yep. I feel a little... but Orange and I have raced this format against each other. How many times do you think, Orange? Maybe a dozen? Maybe?
Had to have been.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm pretty sure this is the second time I've ever won. So I was definitely feeling like the underdog going into this.
I played very poorly, but I think completing a heart container in Waterfall Fairy and being forced to orphan one at a chest kind of set the tone for how the seed was going to go for me.
Oh no. Actually,
yeah, that was a rough break. Whenever that happens, you can just swim out of the cave and back into it, and you're back on Fake Flipper. So it's just a minor fix, even though it is annoying, I have to admit.
I had no Moon Pearl.
Yeah, no Moon Pearl.
Oh, that's what... Oh, I hate to say it.
Because Sahasrara and the Eastern area was one of the last places I checked for Moon Pearl. I got mine pretty late.
Yep, that's what my usual routing would have had me doing as well. But I decided to try something new in the seed and spend some extra time to check Saha much earlier than usual. and it paid off in this seed. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with that play, but I've been trying to change things up. Orange, I'm curious if you can guess what the kind of what the single biggest cause of the difference in our times was.
Did you do Pyramid Fairy earlier than I did?
Yeah, I walked the big bomb.
Yeah, see, I sequence broke Mirror.
Yep. And that kind of pulls you away from. Well, no, that doesn't pull you away from the Fire Rod. What does getting Mirror early do for you in this? It opens up a lot.
Anything. Mirror's
you were
point in this one because
you were supposed to walk the bomb this seed.
Yeah, Ether Medallion being an ice palace.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was in Swamp, it would have meant something, but this time it meant nothing. That first bow location, though, let's talk about that. That was just me.
Oh, man.
I would have died if I didn't have that green potion.
Oh, in GT?
Yeah, that was my first bow, the one behind Ice Armos. I had to burn them to death.
Oh, I never found. Where was Burna?
GT Big Chest. Because I went in there with Samaria Lamp intending to sequence break right side, but because the big key was in tile room, I was forced to go left.
So you checked tile room before going left at all?
Yeah, because I was intending to do right first.
Oh, interesting.
I was going to sequence break that with the bomb jump and sprint.
Oh, okay. That's a sequence break that is still on my personal use this only in async multi-world seeds, not in actual races list. I know I should be a little more willing to do it in real races, but I don't know. I feel like I still screw it up too often, and it's time consuming, even if you get it, even if you do it well. Because I didn't want to do that, that's why I went left first, because I was hoping to only find 2 small keys on the left, which would have told me that tile room was a small key. But that's not how it turned out, so I ended up doing tile room last, and getting the big key there, and I was just about to save and quit before I remembered, wait a minute, let me look at my items. Oh, right, I could finish GT here.
I told myself before going in, if I get a bow, I'm climbing.
Yeah, you're better than me at thinking ahead like that. Oh, I'm curious if you.
Well, the thing is, this seed was just full of mental lapses and failed tricks for me. Like, I had a couple soft locks. Then after TR, I went for a very dangerous map wrap to Skull Woods and had to bail because I didn't even get the jump.
Oh. Did you get the TR mirrorless laser bridge?
I did it twice. My go mode TR,
nice.
since I had already dipped it, was open the front, get the big key, bail, and then mirrorless wrap it to laser bridge.
Okay, that makes sense. I also got to. I was pleased. I got to break out a new. New to me. It's I guess several. I don't know how old it is now, but the funny auto walk to bypass the hammer pegs. I had flippers, so it was like totally not necessary at all. But I just spent some time learning it yesterday evening, and was pleased to have the opportunity to actually use it in a race.
I did the skydive when it was unnecessary.
Because you had mitts?
I had hammer.
Oh, wait, where? Oh, you must. Oh, man. See, when I found that hammer in Dark Cross, I found it super late because I did not want to escape without mirror. Well, I say super late, but it was probably only around 40 minutes. But
yeah, my hammer was early because map and sanctuary and a key in the back meant that Dark Cross was going to be a guaranteed item.
Did you go there from the back?
Yeah, I dark roomed it from back in the escape.
Shoot. Oh, that's a really good play. And you gained a huge advantage because of it. because I got my hammer very, very late, and I ended up needing to double dip. Pod, although I would have needed to do that anyway, given where the bow ended up.
I got to single dip it.
Oh, you did find silvers. Where were silvers?
It was on the smiths.
Oh, okay.
I did smith chain looking for fire rod or ether.
Yep. That totally makes sense. I was very tempted by it as well. That's probably what I was going to do next if I hadn't found ether in Ice Palace. But, and I see, bringing up the briefing, I see neither of us found Bombos. So
I
wonder where Bombos was. Probably Swamp.
Probably
Palace.
in Swamp.
Yeah.
Because I really did not want to see fire rod unless it was my go mode after I sequence broke that mirror. Because I didn't want to put Swamp into logic.
Yeah. I was very not happy to find that mirror because the mirror put Swamp in logic. It's like, oh man, is this seed really going to put my Meyer Medallion in Pendant Swamp with such a late mirror?
I had already committed to doing Swamp last if I found fire rod before ether.
Yeah, because it's ice is a crystal. You would never do Pendant Swamp before fully clearable crystal ice. That
exactly.
Oh, I like how we got two different pendants. I guess you did desert and I did. Oh man, that was one play that I felt very, very bad about. Was I full cleared thieves without the hammer, which was not a good play at all because there were 3 items up front.
Yeah, I ended up walking out even though I did have the hammer.
Yeah. I should have walked out. Like the correct play in that situation, especially because I didn't have the hammer, would have been to walk out because with all likelihood I could have full cleared everything in the back and the boss and gotten 0 additional items for it. And I knew the moment I started walking back, I was like, this is a mistake. What am I doing? Oh god, this is awful. Yeah, that's probably the single play that I regret most in this run. But yep, early walking the big bomb made up for that, for sure.
Yeah, nothing like an overworld glitches seed where you are logically required to walk the big bomb instead of the usual method of getting into Pyramid Fairy.
I know that, and the mirror, the classic mirror on Laser Bridge, which certainly gave this seed a bit of a Plando feel to it. But yeah, fun seed, fun as always. Overworld glitches is always fun. And, GG, it's always a pleasure to have a race and slightly bigger race than I was expecting in this one. We got 5 people in this one. Nice little crowd.
I find that it's more active at night.
Yeah. I was a little concerned when I saw the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to be the only one that shows up? But yeah, we got 5 people. It's a nice crowd.
Yep, and these are always fun to commentate regardless of logic. This one even more so because when it comes to overworld glitches, if you blink at the wrong time, you miss a setup for something that looks really cool, I have to admit.
Yeah, this mode is really addictive because it's very, very easy to get into. There are kind of just a few basic techniques that you need to learn, but they're very well documented. And there are a bunch of people out there that can teach it. So it's very approachable. And then after you get into it, there's just so many new things that you can learn. Just new tricks. I feel like I'm learning at least one new trick a week for this mode, and I love that about this mode. Just continuously being able to learn new things and incorporate them into routing. It's like learning. it's like getting into Rando again for the first time. I love it.
Yeah, but it's also like learning a speed run that's got a lot of techniques too. Which, speaking of, it feels like I've been learning something new every week with Super Metroid with that ongoing tournament. And speaking of tournaments, keep an ear open, folks, because there could be a tournament announcement for sometime in April on the horizon. I don't have all the details, but that's the word I'm getting through the grapevine.
More
I
tournaments
better
are
step
always
up my
fun.
game if the rumors are true.
Lots of practicing. Lots of fun practice ahead of us.
Absolutely, lots of fun practice for everybody involved, be it the main tournament, which has already been announced, which will be in March. This tournament that I've heard about involving hybrid major glitches. For April, I don't know all the details, like I said, but keep an eye and ear out for it, because something tells me it's going to be very hype, very much a lot of fun, much like this race was.
Oh yeah, HMG is it's like overworld glitches, but even better. Like it adds a little bit of very fun and creative dungeon routing on top of the fun that you already get with overworld glitches. So we've been racing it. We've been having weekly races of the format and async races for like a month or two now, a month-ish. And it's been a ton of fun. So looking forward to that.
It's been a nice medium between overworld glitches and major glitches, because in HMG there's still some dungeon shenanigans, but whereas if you just step it up to MG, it's really just a bunch of fake fluting everywhere.
Yep, and I'm terrible at fake flutes. Hitting two buttons in the same frame is hard.
I can agree with that, and that comes from someone who almost triggered YBA in the last main tournament and it would have been a complete accident. Ooh, I heard about that one from Asperl afterwards.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yep, this was always fun, and with that, I think it's just about time for us to wrap up, and we have gotten word of another finish from Kiamo, finishing third with a palindrome time of 1:44.41. Had to be said. And it appears that the HMG tournament is looking at June, so we'll just say it'll be second quarter of the year, April to June. Nice little window there. But hey, keep your ears out for the official word. It'll straighten everything out. Always does. And with that, just about time to wrap things up. Feel free to give both our runners a follow. Their names are as they appear on the restream. Treble on the left, Orange on the right. They put on a fantastic show today. It was a lot of fun to be able to commentate this. And they both do lots of other cool stuff in addition to overworld glitches. And feel free to give my tracker, Professor Pixie, and myself a follow, the commentator, if you feel so inclined, as I do a variety of different randomizers, not just Link to the Past, but other stuff too. With that, before we get out of here, what's on the schedule for tonight? As we go into the afternoon and evening hours, is that Metroid Prime 2 Rando is on the main channel at this time, and that's also going to be on Speed Gaming 3 at 6. Main channel at 7 has Final Fantasy 1 Rando Double Ante Bingo Tournament. Nice to see DAB in another light, because I first heard of this in Super Metroid Double Ante Bingo. That'll be interesting. And All Skills Tournament on Speed Gaming 2 at that time at 7 p.m. Speed Gaming 2. Speed Gaming 3 also... Never mind, that appears to be a potential mistake. So, lots of stuff to look forward to on the Speed Gaming family of networks. So with that being said, any final thoughts on the seed before I get out of here?
Nope. Just thanks so much for commentating, and thanks everyone for watching. And look forward to more of these in the future.
It was a pleasure to be here.
It's always
Thanks
a
for putting
pleasure.
on the show.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. And with that, for everybody behind the scenes at Speed Gaming, our tracker, Professor Pixie, our two runners, I'm Leslie Pro. Have a good afternoon, good evening. Stay safe, stay warm. We'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.